What's up, everybody? Joshua here with Team Korra. We have Janet and David, the voices of Korra and Mako, not Mako, and the show makers here, Brian and Michael. Right off the bat, I just want to ask you guys. We heard some stuff is happening with the scheduling of the show. We've got 7 episodes out. We're getting another one today. Later today, it's 8 episodes. But something's happening to the final 5 episodes. Everyone's losing their minds. We want to know what happens. Could you address? What can you say to reassure the fans?
They've vanished. We don't know where they are.
What?
No, I'm just kidding. We're not canceled. No problems like that. We've got the episodes done. The only difference is they're going to premiere online.
Starting okay.
Next Friday.
Starting next Friday.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You gave Korra Nation a collective heart attack when that happens, but we're glad.
We didn't. It wasn't our fault. We got the heart attack.
Nickelodeon did. Yeah. Nickelodeon did. Okay, but so let's talk about the actual show. You started off this season, book 3 with a bang. The prison break with these dangerous benders and everything. Can you talk about how you decided to start off the season and the storylines you wanted to do?
Yeah, I mean, part of it was a little bit about bringing it back to the old series where it was going to be this traveling journey kind of show. In season, and then the villains were just kind of coming up with the bad version of Team Avatar, so we always wanted to do an airbending villain. So when the new airbenders were being found, we figured this was a good opportunity to bring in a pretty awesome new villain.
Yeah, I mean the idea of an airbending villain was something that went back to season 1 of Avatar, and the writers kept pitching it, and we're like, no, there's only Aang. There's only Aang. Yeah. But then when it organically worked with the storyline,
and he became very dangerous very quickly.
Yeah.
No training.
It's Henry Rollins.
He knows what to do.
Come on.
Yeah.
And he's got to go all the way.
And he's just as scary in real life.
No, I mean, the thing is, he's the nicest guy.
The nicest guy.
It's really hard not to still sort of be like, Mr. Rollins, how are you? It's got to be kind of tough for him because he's so nice and so brilliantly intelligent and
Wow. And I got to point out my personal favorite. I know a lot of people like the airbender, the waterbender with no arms, and she's fighting people like that. Where did you come up with that? That was crazy.
That was a little bit your idea, I think, as I recall.
It kind of came out of a joke pitch that's a little gruesome, but evolved into that character, and we just thought she was cool, and
we just wanted a different type of waterbender that we hadn't done before. Mm-hmm. I think originally we were like, oh, she's gonna be a bloodbender, but we were like,
we've already done that.
Yeah, we did that already.
Sure.
What's something different? And
and we've seen Katara do the kind of octopus arms. It was something we had set up before, and we just thought we like with Toph being blind, we like kind of people with different physical challenges or whatever, and just having it expressed through bending differently as an extension of their abilities and stuff. So it was fun. But like Mike said, if you kind of look, there's sort of a 1-for-1 for Team Avatar, or kind of each bender but bad version.
Sure, and that's absolutely great. And Janet, Korra has really grown a lot. From when we first saw her in book 1, and now she's really, she's trying to rebuild, the Air Nomads, the Air Nation. What can you talk about, how she's changed and the challenges she's faced in book 3?
Well, I think that's one of the coolest things about Korra, right, is that she's not a simple character and that she's complicated. I know that she sometimes frustrates the fans. Certainly I get asked a lot, do you agree with every choice Korra makes? And I say no, and that's one of the great things about playing her. And I think that as an actor, it's such a gift to be given that kind of arc and opportunity to continuously have, a character who's making mistakes and being humbled by things and being inspired by things and understanding the necessity to sort of lean on other people that you don't always know what's best.
Mm-hmm.
And it's such a great reminder, I think, not just to the fans, but to us. We were joking earlier today that David and I get little life lessons every time we do an episode because the show's so well written and it doesn't, pull its punches. So
little pearls of wisdom.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And what can you say about what Mako's been up to in season 3?
Well, I'm just personally upset that he gave his scarf to his grandma.
Who is he?
It was a sweet move
without that scarf.
Yeah,
who is he?
He's naked.
Yeah, I mean, the hits online that I got about the scarf was it was pretty crazy. But he's been a little trepidatious this year, walking on eggshells a bit. But he's starting to come back around and regain his strength.
And a big fan. All the fans like to see. They want to know who's going to wind up with who. What do you guys have to say about where their relation, maybe not a dating relationship, but just as people, how do Korra and Mako relating to each other now in book 3?
How do you feel?
I mean, I guess I feel like it's nice to see characters who still care about each other, whether or not they figure out that in the long term it's meant to be.
Exactly.
Who knows?
Best answer ever.
Yeah.
That's a very good answer.
Yeah.
Pabu's got some romance coming. No.
What? You heard it here first, people.
Yeah, just kidding.
You know, and a big part has also been the Metalbending city, which is absolutely crazy, very awesome to see. And Korra herself is learning how to metal bend. Can you talk a little bit about like bringing that, like making the metal benders a big part of book 3?
Yeah, I mean the whole introducing Lynn's sister Sue was something we had, talked about during book 2. I think early on. Like
the Metal Clan was an idea we had before Korra. We actually came up with that idea after Avatar, but before we ever came up with Korra.
Just like having.
Was that Anne who played?
Yeah, Anne Heche played.
Anne Heche.
Sue. And
awesome job.
Yeah, we always wanted to see like what became of Toph Beifong's legacy, and it kind of came down through Sue in this metal bending city where she has very elite people, and it's kind of like a more progressive type of woman, and wants kind of like freedom and individuality for everyone, and a place where everyone can achieve their highest goals.
Although I've seen fans point out like it's a place of individual freedom, but everyone wears uniforms. But we wanted it to be this sort of Star Trek utopia city, where it's kind of a little creepy.
I don't know. Look at the argument about school uniforms, though, guys. A lot of people say you can sort of grow when you're not, trying to outguess genes each other. Listen, I'm very old. I'm a very old person.
Okay, we're going to go to a question from the community.
Sure.
Let's see what we got here. Okay, from Stephanie. How involved with the video game are you?
Janet's really involved. She's been screaming her head off for like 5-hour vocal sessions.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's
How's
so
that been?
cool. Oh my gosh.
I'm assuming a lot of grunts and
Listen, because you when you're out there playing the game, you really gotta take on Korra. You gotta make her strong. You gotta make her fight, and it's really exciting. I mean, when we first started, even season 1, so many people were like, "Oh, wouldn't it be amazing if we could just jump into that whole world and be a part of it?" And I have to say, total success on the part of the video game. You really feel like you just dive into it and you're participating, and it's gorgeous to look at. It's amazing.
This is sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I did the voice. I mean, it was great doing it. I'm just excited because I've actually never won a fight in real life. So I'm thinking maybe if I play the game, I'll win.
Right.
Yeah. What's it like in the studio when they ask you to give like the grunts and the punches, or you're doing some bending or something, or even the scripting, during the show? Are you there like acting it out yourself?
Yes.
Absolutely.
100%. It's so embarrassing.
I found the video game was a little more tedious. I mean, the work in that we have lines,
it's hard.
and regular, but the video game was a lot of grunting. Like
and it's a lot of lines are out of context because it's just something that the listener, the player is going to be hearing when they're doing a move right and left, and we don't get to act with each other. So it's a whole other world. I have such respect for video game actors.
Yeah. So what's it like with you guys working together in the studio? Like take me into the studio with you two. Like what's sort of exchanges that you have to work off each other?
Oh, we don't speak.
Actually, Janet has her own little private ISO booth. She really does. And it's kind of
really?
cool. But we get
Okay.
to look at her through the glass.
That's only because I make accidental noises that ruin other people's lives. They have to
Talking
keep me
over
separate
people's
from everyone.
lines.
No, but it's amazing. I mean, sometimes when the whole cast is available, because everybody's off doing different projects at different times, but when we're all available and we're all in the same room, it's really cool when we get PJ Byrne and Janet and the whole
and our
crew.
amazing guest stars and people that they had. These guys have the exact same taste as we do in terms of nerding out over rad guest performers. So every time we come in and we see someone I remember when I saw Gary Cole, I was like, oh! I didn't realize that was a long time ago.
No, he played the Daily Sergeant.
Yeah, which was excellent. Seeing them come back.
Real quick, back to the video game. This is the most creatively we've been involved with any of the Avatar video games.
Really?
Yeah, Mike and I actually had
nice.
much more to do with it. And then the cutscenes are being animated by our friend Studio and actually some of the artists from Korra. So
and Tim Hedrick, one of the writers from the show, wrote the script for the video game and stuff.
And then
so
Josh wrote a lot of the supplemental dialogue and grunts and things. So yeah,
so it really feels like the show because a lot of the creative
the developer
team
is Platinum's been doing an amazing job. Activision's been killing it.
Very
so
cool.
We're really
Korra
excited.
video game coming up, and in book 3, we're all looking forward to see the end on August 1st, right?
I don't know.
Was that the date? No,
it's changed.
Okay,
things are changing.
Well, it's coming
but-
soon, guys.
Yeah.
You're gonna get it, and this has been Team Korra, and for all things Korra and San Diego Comic-Con, keep it locked. To IGN.
Thank you.
Guys.
Yeah.